Hey brother, so can you please introduce yourself?
I'm Kai Sherman. I'm from America, and I'm here playing professional basketball. I wanted to come out here and experience a new culture, new way of life, something I'm very grateful for with the sport. It's taken me around the world, and now I've got the chance to be here in the wonderful country of China.
And how's life like in China compared to America?
It's different. Everywhere's got its pros and cons, but for the overall, it's really peaceful here. It's very affordable, so I'm able to kind of get out and do things with a lot of confidence of just like, no matter where I go, I'm never going to find myself in an uncomfortable situation.
Would you say there's more pros than cons living in China than America?
I'm not going to say more pros and cons than compared to America, but there are a lot of pros here. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I'm from America. That's more of what I know. So there's always going to be that learning curve of just kind of getting used to a new country, this, that, and the third. But there's definitely a lot of good things in China.
For you, has much of China, your perception of China changed before you came?
It's definitely improving. I never thought negatively of China, but it's definitely improving the more I get to go out and see what China has to offer, especially on the technological front. And now that I'm not just here for like 1 month like it was 7 years ago, I'm actually living here. It's phenomenal. Like the public services, for example, like taking a Didi or an Uber for those back home. I could go an hours-long journey, and it's not going to cost me more than $20. That's incredible. Let's say I had to go to the hospital, like I recently had to do for a leg injury. I got everything done and sorted for $30 without insurance. That is unheard of in America. So those are things that like you can definitely see where the Chinese government has helped subsidize a lot of things for the people, and that part is phenomenal. And as a foreigner, I'm very grateful that they're like extending those services to anyone who's here in the country. So overall, like my perception, like I said, never was negative of China, but it gets better every day.
How is working here in China doing your basketball compared to working in America?
With like the basketball side of things, it's pretty interesting because it is a little unregulated. So sometimes, unfortunately, you come across some very money-hungry people, and me as a foreigner, there's no like repercussions for their actions. So there's been a couple of times where I've gotten burnt, and that does leave a bitter taste in my mouth. But at the end of the day, like as soon as business is done, everyone is very polite and everyone's hospitable. But you can always see that there's always an angle that's trying to be worked.
Would you recommend your mates back home in America to maybe try out exploring China, live here for a bit, see the other side of the world?
I think it's definitely worth coming out of here for a vacation, 100%. There's a lot to see, and it's just great to experience different culture. It also gives more like perception and perspective to what's being said in America. So with that being said, I still think if you come out here, you need a plan. Otherwise, it can be a little too different at the start, and it gets a little too nuanced, and it can be a little uncomfortable. The difficulty is always going to be, not just in China, but anytime you go around the world, is the language barrier, right? So, but that's kind of a given. So something that's more specific to China is just cultures and customs, It's... for those back home who don't know about China, like it's very impolite to talk like politics or financial situations or anything that's really personable. So a lot of times if you need for me to try and gather information out here in China, those are kind of questions that I have to ask. But you can definitely see people shy away from it. And I understand why, not to negatively talk about it, but with the Chinese government, they are able to record and watch everything. So I understand that you don't want to speak illy of things, but a lot of times like the conversations don't have negative intent. It's just things about curiosity or trying to get understanding of where I am.
Bonus question. What are your thoughts on the recent Iran-Israeli-US war?
The new world order is happening. It's crazy to be... I've been outside of America for the last 12 years, so it's weird watching in real time us lose our global power and a lot of our allies. So it's crazy just seeing war games happen to try to kind of deflect a changing of the new world order.
You mentioned the term New World Order. What do you think after this New World Order is done, complete, implemented? What is going to be a key difference now and later?
Be trade, you know? At the end of the day, we can all just pray that no World War III comes to be, but I don't think, in my own personal, very unprofessional opinion, much is going to change on the day-to-day aspects of people in the major players of the world. But we can just only hope for peace, right? That's what you got to get out and see the world for, because once you start viewing everyone as your brother, you stop viewing everyone as the enemy. Do I have the answers? No. I'm a basketball player. I don't know. But ultimately, I think it would be better to have less fighting, less war, and more, understanding and help.
How do you think the basketball situation is in China?
There's a lot of great players out here. The one thing that I will say that it is hard for China is there's so many people and not enough institutions. So that's how guys like me come out here and are able to stay out here is we're first renowned for our skills, and then we're valued for what we're able to teach and impart onto the Chinese youth. And it's a beautiful situation. There's a lot of people here who just have a great work ethic, and you can definitely see it. Just sometimes, with basketball, it's a little misguided. So hopefully, not just with our help, but with like I said, China has some great coaches, but there's just so many people that sometimes smaller cities or other pockets of China get overlooked.
All right, be real. On a scale of 1 to 10, personally, how has your China experience been?
I'd give it a strong 8. For me, I love the food. I'm very grateful to be able to I wish that we could pan the camera and you guys could see where we are right now. There's a lot of beautiful things in China that don't get shown to the rest of the world. And it's not just, Beijing, Shanghai, the Great Wall, and things like this. There's beauty in every day. And to make it all that much better is it's affordable, so I don't have to feel uncomfortable taking part in the luxury, One of my favorite things that I'm so grateful for out here is the 24-hour spas, where you get for about the price of 40 USD, buffets going all the time. You got hot tubs, cold tubs, steam room, sauna, chill areas, separate rooms, and you could also get massages for some extra cost, but that is luxury. That is a luxury that would cost probably $500 in America. You get it here for $30 to $50. I love that.
Chinese baddies or American baddies?
Just bring me the baddies.
来中指力滚力，对应好运八方来，散了才能聚。